Welcome to WNBTQ News at 11. I'm your host, Maxim Buklakpa. Today's top story is the meaning of life. Now, the struggle to understand the human condition is one of the essential components of the human psyche. To truly be able to live, everyone must have a goal, a central tenet that they hold fast to. Throughout our year in Mr. Storch's English class, we've seen many examples of this in literature and film. Some found salvation in religion, some in their families, others found it in apathy. But what matters is not the meaning itself, but rather that the person is able to keep this meaning in sight at all times. Without a central meaning, a person's life can spiral out of control, and they will be unable to function as normal, productive members of society. So we sent a team of investigative reporters out into the world to ask the populace, what is your meaning of life? Fundamental lessons. Well, how do I put this? The mind is one of the most powerful things in the world, human mind specifically. Humans are fascinating creatures because, as John Milton put it in his book Paradise Lost, the mind is its own place and in itself can make a heaven of a hell of a heaven. The mind is it decides whether we are truly happy or sad, not our circumstances. For example, the novel The Stranger, a book I recently picked up, the protagonist, Marcel, is on trial. But because for murder, and it's quite possible that he's going to get executed at the end of his trial. But his complete apathy towards his situation and lack of emotion make him not care about the situation, has absolutely no feelings towards it whatsoever. It is only when he truly confronts his mortality that Marceau understands the full ramifications of his decisions and the inevitability of death and his inability to prevent it. It is only then that he begins to feel that his emotions rise to the surface and that he comprehends. The Fox family runs to an Amazonian jungle after the father believes that an apocalyptic event has destroyed the United States. He brings along his children and his wife. Now they're stuck in the middle of a jungle, in the middle of nowhere. So the father, this is a heaven. He, in a situation where they're being bitten by mosquitoes, they're far away from civilization. There's no one near them. There's no medical facilities. There's no supermarkets, no restaurants, nothing. No internet. He creates a heaven in his own mind for himself, as he believes this is everything he has aspired to. This is his chance to prove his technological genius by constructing various inventions, Robinson Crusoe-esque. For his children, it's also a matter of mind over body. They create a small village where they play pretend. There, they pretend that they're back home, that they're like American-style village. They bathe, they have fun, they do things children should be doing at that age. This gives them an escape and allows their mental stability to remain, well, stable. What I'm trying to get at is that the dominance of the mind is something that everyone should strive for. If you dominate your mind, you're able to control yourself, focus on positive aspects of life rather than negative ones.
What is meaning of life? For me, meaning is love. Love is force that drives all of us, makes us do stupid, crazy things. Hamlet attempts to take revenge for his father because he loves him, even though he knows that he alone has very small chance of exposing Claudius. Fox family travel together to Amazon forest because they love each other, even though they know it is going to be like hell on earth for them in this forest. So just very bad. Milkman, father of Milkman, in Song of Song, he lived in одиночество by himself. Even though he is with family, he does not open his heart, and so he is unable to accept affection. He puts all work in his business, but he is never happy. He needs to open heart like his sister Pilate. Pilate has no fancy possessions, no fancy car. She simply has affection of family. And because of that, she is able to live happy, fulfilled life. She does not want more. But you see, Milkman's father always wants more because he can never feel gaping hole in heart. It's very sad, very tragic story. Similarly, in Kniga, The Stranger, the protagonist, is that the word? Okay. Protagonist Marceau, he, when girl he is having very good time with, asks him if he loves her, he tells her, I told her it didn't mean anything, but I did not think so. But how is it possible for a human being to say that love does not mean anything? When we look at Marceau, we see sociopath, crazy man. He also lives in одиночестве. He also cannot open heart because of this. He kill other men, he get put on death row, he doesn't care. His mother died, he also doesn't care. He is man without emotion, without purpose. He doesn't care when he's going to die because he is unable to feel love.
You want my fundamental truth? Everyone's different. You can't discriminate because everyone's unique, you know? How do I put it? Everyone's a special person. You ever see Harold and Maude? Classic 70s. In this film, there's this guy named Harold. He wants to fit in desperately, but he can't. He's a strange fella. His obsession with suicide. He's trying to reinvent himself every single time he dies, hoping he fits in. But he can't. Keeps trying, but he can't. And then he meets this hippie from the 60s. She's old now, obviously. Named Maude. She teaches him that sometimes fitting in isn't the only option. Everyone's got unique traits. No one's completely average. Everyone's got a talent or a quirk of some kind. Some people are just better at hiding it than others. And so, together they learn that it's possible that even if you're different, to fit in. Because you can talk to others, see what their quirks are. Your quirks will mesh well with someone else's. You might find love. Maybe marriage. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? You want me to go on? Alright. The father, the Fox family, the Mosquito Coast. Genius man. Completely misanthropic. Normally, such a fellow, if you conform to our standards of normal, given a wonderful job for a large company. Instead, he drives himself to the Amazon rainforest in order to attempt to fit in, because he thinks no one's going to be around, so he's going to be seen as a god and local. Turns out that's not quite right. Drives himself insane in the process of attempting to reinvent all these different devices. A refrigerator in the jungle without electricity. And he dies. Dies trying to fit into our society. We cannot discriminate.
Raymond from Temple of Gold is also guilty of discrimination. He discriminates against his father by believing just because he's the foremost leader in the field of studying Euripides, because of that, he's a bad person. Sure, his father does have underdeveloped social faculties, as we learn throughout the novel, but his father still loves him. However, Raymond is unable to realize that. He's unable to see past his hatred and bigotry, somewhat.
Thank you, viewers, for your opinion. With the tumultuous world we live in today, it's important to keep in mind your fundamental truth. What are my fundamental truths? What do I believe the meaning of life is? I'm glad you asked. I believe in all of the ones our wonderful viewers have mentioned today, because I believe in choice. Every moment we are alive, we make choices. No one else will be presented with the same choices you are. No one else will make the same decisions you do. That makes every single human being a unique specimen, which is a magnificent quality, which means no two people will have the same meaning of life. For some of us, we may never truly understand what our purpose on this earth is. But, as Raymond said to his dead friend Zoc in the novel Temple of Gold, I got my own life to lead, and only God knows where it's going. But I've got to find out and see. If you keep these wise words in mind, and know that you have to follow your own life's path, something no one else can decide for you, that's how you can say you'll live a life truly worth living.
What do you believe? Alright, I think this one's good. It's a good take. I want to see if that affected the sound here.
Okay.
First believe in... Mom, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was going great. I don't know what happened.